Oh, what up, YouTube? It's been a while. Used to post a lot of stuff on this old round column mill. Honestly, it's been doing the work and been working pretty well, and it's just it's slinging a lot of chips, and I like to keep stuff clean, but it's hard to keep it clean. You use it all the time, so um, I guess the reason for the video is basically I want to cover that I used to have a huge mess right up in that area. I mean, it looked like, I'm not trying to stereotype, but it looked like a homeless guy did it. I mean, it was horrible. I've hated it from day one. Um, so that being said, the last week or so has been nothing but upgrading. I mean, the control panel has been kind of what it is. I'll boot it on as I go. Um, but to kind of give you a lead, I had taken all of this stuff and have married it to, finally, after 4 to 5 years, I finally have got it in one location. It doesn't look like a rat's nest. Things are grounded as such, and seems to be working pretty well. Once upon a time, like I said, I have an iPack in this control panel. And then I've married certain functions to have a few labels to make. Made these labels, got a few things to clean up. I wired that wrong tonight. It was a volt and amp meter. Seems like there's several different wirings that a guy could do. I went by the individual power supply wiring diagram, and common sense told me I had two heavy gauge wires, that should be, where your load's coming from. But I just went by the wiring diagram. I thought I did pretty well. And then, spindle still works, but not now, since I got that control board off. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, heard a big snap or a pop. There was a MOSFET on the board, or I forget what it's called. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But anyhow, still got the oh, whoops. There we go. PC power boots pretty well. I was having a lot of problems with feedback and things like that, and then losing communication with the PC with all the interfaces that's going on with this control panel. And then I just kind of cleaned things up in a sense. So as you can see, I need to print a label out that's reset for this here, because these are like your buttons under your F1, F2, F3, and so on and so forth. I've just kind of married them to certain functions that I do. This was one feature that I thought was really nice that I use quite often, to be quite honest with you. These two here, as soon as you get program 0 for the part you're going to do, I can 0 all access, and then I regen toolpath, and then I can come over here and hit cycle start. Sorry you've seen the reflection of my video. It's been a while since I've posted any sort of video on this thing. Usually there's music going on and I get flagged for copyright, such things, I guess. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I like the screen set. Just watched a lot of videos on YouTube recently. There was some, I forget the username. He thinks he's God, and as far as he thinks this looks like crap, and I'm like, this is pretty nice. The only one that I haven't married as far as is Wizards, which is conversational. I don't mean to come on here and bash about, but some of the stuff that I've seen here the past week, I don't agree with, but you know, it's whatever. We all have our own what we like and what works. So yeah, I have all that. So I've got it set up to where I've grounded the whole, you know, control box. I've grounded the PC board. Basically, the PC came out of the case. All the PC components are in this job box. All the drives, everything knowing that I have. Spindle control. I was reluctant to do a lot of things. I wanted to shield some stuff. I was getting a lot of EMI interference. A lot of that seemed to have gone away since I've grounded some stuff. Like I said, I got another board on the way. Whoop. Yeah, drop your calipers. That's a good thing. It's not. So yeah, I've got it set up to where I bet that thing ain't gonna work. No, it is. Huh, that's odd. Yeah, I've got it. Everything this here, I need to switch it to a momentary switch so I can marry a function to it. And then I've still got the light up here. I've got coolant and air solenoid, of course. Oh, there you go. That's always nice. There. Jeepers. So, yeah. Need to edit this video. That's bad. So, at any rate, I need to, the next thing to come is, well, I'm implementing the tool offset probe. I'm trying to get these wires ran to the point where I know everything is conductive. I'm trying to get them to the point where it's all hidden wiring, and then I can literally hover over a part and then hit. I've got the script in there. It works pretty well, the Auto Tool 0. And I want to be able to come with nothing that I have to add on or plug in. I want to be able to come down on the workpiece if I switch tools, and then hit Auto Tool 0, and then I'll come down 0, and then I can hit cycle start and then carry on. So yeah, as you've seen here a while back, I had NEMA 23s on here. These are NEMA 34s. They're a hybrid stepper. Basically, all it is just an encoder. So I've got that set up to where it's on the e-stop. And there again, all of this stuff is, you know, this ran off an iPack. Now it finally works. Works pretty well now. I would always lose communication with the PC. I think that was just lack of grounding certain items in the whole build. So that being said, I'm going to change a few switches here and there. I'm going to get the new amp voltmeter coming. Following the wiring diagram that there it said a standalone power supply, and that's what I have. And I went by that diagram, and let's just say I fried a couple things. So sorry about all the shaky movement, but yeah, so here's the end result. I just think it's a lot better than it used to be. A few more things to add. yeah, it's just kind of working out pretty well. I still have a NEMA 23 on the Z carriage, or the, not carriage, but the Z quill up and down. I'm still running behind that cover. If you look at the past videos, it's a pulley setup, so it's, if I remember right, it's half. Yeah, it's half the. I got it 50-1, which I don't particularly like, but the way it was set up and it just bolted on pretty nicely. I may change that later, but I don't know. But I just got everything cleaned up now to where, and then this is a gear reducted motor. I can come over here. I think I've covered that. Let's go back over here and just give a rundown of these electronics. I just think that's cool. I got a few more things to kind of zip tie and make a little cleaner. It's neat because it's got this from work. They were going to scrap them. A job box with the Lexan front window. That's a pretty spendy little job box. So I don't remember. I think I have it on some of the other videos. I don't know. I loosen the column up, and then I have a motor controller. It's gear reducted. Need to mount that a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter because I'm the one that uses it. And then there's a foot pedal down here, and then that'll raise the column. Now granted that this actually works pretty well. The only downfall is that, and I don't see a reason for me to implement that, as you lose your positioning. So you basically want, there's a lot of mods that a guy could do. I could machine a couple different collars and then have a pivot in the collar type deal, and then it would retain its within a, whatever parameter of adjustments, it would retain the positioning. But I'm aware of the machine, so I think ahead, so to speak. But that hasn't been a problem thus far. So I'm going to go ahead and hopefully get a little better organization with my tool rack. I have several collets, and I'm trying to graduate to it's all 1 3/4 collet. I think the next thing I'm going to do is the everybody and their brother has done builds like this. The biggest thing that I want to do, I think, is the power drawbar. Basically, I want to have 2 pedals down here, one for the Z column and another one for the tool release. As we all know, it's just a drawbar with Bellevue washers with a preload on it. So, and then it's whatever. If you have leverage and you build a contraption that has somewhat of a leverage on it, then you go that route. Or just if you have a really stout, air cylinder, you just go straight above it and have a bracketry on either side that pulls up on that fixture on the mill itself, and then just pushes down on that drawbar. That'll drop your tool out. So up until this point, I've always had to hold that and bring the Z up and then use a wrench that's hanging there, which kind of sucks, but I've done a lot of machining with it that way, and really doesn't matter. But I think it would be really cool to be able to implement that. watch all these guys on, you know, YouTube, and there's a lot of guys that's super smart. So, yeah. So yeah, I think that to be able to cover this mill after, I think it's approaching 5 years that I did this, you know, and to not be able to see a mess of mess of flipping wires. And that's why I put the decimal chart back there, so because of all the holes in the shelves that I had, and it looked horrible. It just absolutely looked horrible. So yeah, just thought I'd cover thus far and the upgrades, and hopefully I will have some auto tool. I can be able to chuck up a tool and auto zero it without anything plug and play. You know, you have a probe that usually you can ground out. But I'm just trying to come up with something that I can. It's already kind of wired into the machine. I'm sure somebody's done it already. I'm not there in my head yet, but I'll get there. So, thanks for watching, and I just wanted to recap a little round column CNC Grizzly mill. Thanks.